Yes, perfect. Okay, awesome. Then I'm just going to start on some background information about the university because it has a very long name. I am aware of that. So you can call it FAU for short, but the long name is Friedrich-Alexander-Universität because it was founded by the Margrave Friedrich of Bayreuth back a couple of centuries ago. And so we have been around for a while. We have moved, up our way to be one of the largest research universities in Europe, to be a pioneer of innovative research. And we do that thanks to our university motto, which is moving knowledge, and our key values that you can see here on the slide. And this is a statue of Friedrich that you can see up in front of our university building in Erlangen. Now, to give you a bigger overview over where Erlangen is, because I'm sure most people won't be familiar with that, Erlangen is located kind of in the north of Bavaria, which is a southern state in Germany. So you really have a good starting point to start out, because obviously Berlin is beautiful and everything, but in the south of Germany we do have lots of beautiful locations, lots of historic sites, and you also have the great you have a small distance to a bunch of other countries. So you could travel to Prague, for example, to the Czech Republic. On a weekend, you see it's really close. The heart is literally like halfway there. You can also travel to Italy, to Spain, do some research in Switzerland, and so just have a lot of fun, and also like research and academia related trips while you're here in Erlangen. To give you a bigger overview over our university, you can see that we have almost 40,000 students that study at FAU. We have about 5 faculties here. You will see it on the next slide as well, some more info on that. The 5 faculties also include a large university hospital that, if you're interested in medicine, that you can, kind of like work and study there. We also have, I don't know what other numbers are interesting to you, probably the 272 degree programs that we offer. And we do try to offer more and more of them in English, so they are accessible to a wider variety of people. You can see we have over 600 professorships here, over 80 bachelor's programs, over 90 master's programs. So basically this is kind of a small overview over our university. And to give you more of an overview of where it is located and what all we offer. We do have the 5 faculties. All of them, to some extent at least, are located in Erlangen. You can see that on the slides here, that in Erlangen we have the Faculty of Medicine in the University Hospital that I mentioned before. We have the Faculty of Humanities, Social Sciences, and Theology. In German, we call it the Philosophical Faculty, just for short. There's the Faculty of Sciences, which Mr. Stör will be representing today, and the Faculty of Engineering that Ms. Moore represents today. And then there is the joint faculty that consists of the School of Law and the School of Business, which are kind of split apart. So this is what Nuremberg is actually most known for. It's the School of Business, Economics, and Society, where all of our economics-related study programs take place. What Nuremberg also offers is the Center for Teacher Education. So if you're interested in becoming a teacher or taking any type of pedagogical classes like that, then this is kind of for you, the place for you to be. And that is in Nuremberg. And I think next up, we will go on and move on to Patrick, who will introduce you to the Faculty of Sciences.
Hello from my side as well. First of all, I'm sorry, my voice is a bit husky. We had a large science communication event at the weekend called Long Night of Sciences, and obviously I caught a little cold. Hope that you can understand me nevertheless. When I'm going to talk about the Faculty of Sciences now. And first of all, when talking about studying sciences or doing research in sciences, I would just like to point out that all the major challenges we are currently facing in the world, being it climate, being it pollution, the nutrition of 8 billion people in the world, um, or other related things, are somehow connected and can be solved by using science, by making basic research, and Therefore, I think, or it's very clear that scientists are well sought after by research institutions, by companies in the private market. And so studying science is a great opportunity, on the one hand side to make a good salary, but also to make a real contribution to mankind, to help solving the challenges we are facing at the moment and in the next decades to come. So yeah, I think it's really worth um, to think about studying in a science field. And basically, our faculty represents, let's say, 6 fields of sciences. Those you, those of you who are still students at school already know them from your curricula. It's biology, chemistry, it's physics, mathematics, geography, and geosciences, and a very new subject, a very modern one, data science. Exactly. Um, as my voice is a bit strained, I'm not going to talk too much about the details of all these departments, but I'm giving you a rough overview over the study programs we offer. Um, those programs mentioned here are mainly are all master programs. We also, of course, do offer a plethora of programs in the bachelor, um, but all those programs require a very good command of German. So you need to have a yeah, a really good level of German. Those master classes here are offered in English. Um, Maybe we can start with the chemistry department, um, which offers 2 masters, one in chemistry, covering all the major subdisciplines of chemistry from um, organic chemistry, inorganic chemistry, physical chemistry, um, and also, sorry, also theoretical chemistry. Um, Then we have a program called Molecular Science, which is also offered by the Department of Chemistry, and it offers you like 2 possibility. One is like to specialize in nanoscience, material nanoscience, which goes more into the direction of material science and engineering, so the development of new materials. And another one called molecular life science, which is more, let's say, going into uh, the development of drugs, pharmacy, etc. We have a master program called Integrated Life Sciences, which is an interdisciplinary program interesting for students of biophysics, bioinformatics, biomathematics. So, trying to explain biology from a quantitative point of view, from a uh, laws of physics point of view. Um, then another program at the Department of Biology and in cooperation with the Faculty of Medicine is one we are particularly proud of. It's called Integrated Immunology. It combines aspects of basic but also clinical immunology in a research-oriented way, and it is considered an elite program by our Ministry of Education. Um, we have a master in physics, which gives you the possibility to specialize in different areas. One area Erlangen is quite famous for is astrophysics, especially astroparticle physics. Another one is Erlangen is currently developing into a hub for yeah, quantum mechanics research. We've got really big grants in that field. So if you want to specialize in quantum physics, Erlangen will be a very interesting place for the next years. Um, but we are also like really strong in solid state physics, really strong in optics, the physics of light. So we have a Max Planck Center here. Max Planck centers are kind of you could maybe compare it to the Academy of Science to an institute of the Academy of Science. in other countries. So very, very renowned institutions, and all the directors of the Max Planck Institute are also professors at FAU. Then we have a master program in computational and applied mathematics, which is tailored to the current needs in scientific computing, in modeling and applied analysis. And another thing Erlangen is particularly famous for in mathematics, in simulation and optimization. Then we have quite new master in data science, which combines elements from mathematics, statistics, computer science, and teaches its students how to work with this new feature of having big data, how we can make use of it, how we can analyze it from a mathematical perspective. And last but not least, we have two master programs from the field of geography and geosciences. Um, a master in climate and environmental sciences, which offers you the opportunity to specialize in a major subject area of physical geography, which includes climate research, geoinformatics, and environmental analysis. And then we also have a master in paleobiology, which is a very small field, but which tries to educate a new generation of scientists which are familiar with climate change and its impact on organism and ecosystems. And well, this was a very rough and quick ride through the offer of the Faculty of Sciences. If there are any questions later on, I'm happy to answer them, but I'll pass to my word. I'll pass the word to the mic to my colleague Christine Moore of the Faculty of Sciences, who's going to tell you more about their offer and their study programs.
Yeah, thank you, Patrick, and get well soon. Hello from my side as well. My name is Christine Moore, welcoming you from the Faculty of Engineering. We offer a lot of interesting bachelor's and master's programs in 6 departments. On my first slide, you can see a selection of programs, mostly in German. The departments marked with different colors. So you can choose programs in the area of chemical and biological engineering, computer science, including medical engineering, electrical engineering, and of course, mechanical engineering, including topics of management as well. And last but not least, material science and nanotechnology. Requirements for these German programs are an acknowledged high school level diploma and German language knowledge of DSH2. If you don't have this, you will need at least level A2 because we offer 1 or 2 semesters before your studies, leading to some German studies, leading to the DSH test before your study program. In case of master's programs, of course, you will need a good pre-knowledge from your bachelor's in the respective topic. The next slide, please. We also offer English taught master's programs, as you can see here. The newest ones are artificial intelligence, clean energy processes, electromobility ACEs, and autonomy technology, as well as nanotechnology of material science and engineering. 2 of these programs are also taught in English at the bachelor's level. For these master's programs, you do not need knowledge of the German language for application, but you will need English language knowledge of at least B2. The next slide, please. I'd like to draw your attention especially to our program Clean Energy Processes
as this is a program offered in English at both levels, both bachelor's and master's. Germany is leading in the process of energy transition and has committed itself to use only clean energy for energy generation. Innovations in the field of photovoltaics, wind energy, and hydrogen stem from German researchers. With clean energy processes, students receive a very profound engineering education, precisely built for the challenges of our time regarding the climate crisis. It is an interdisciplinary program combining technical and socio-economic aspects with cutting-edge research in hydrogen and chemical production. You will have a lot of different job prospects, for example, in energy production, consulting, and policy, or sustainable chemical and bioindustry. Let's get to another program. Next slide, please, which can be studied in English, both at bachelor's and master's degree level. The first students come this winter. It's the study program Autonomy Technology. As you all know, the field of autonomy ecology is rapidly growing and the market needs engineers prepared to face the challenges and to draw on the potential of this future field. Job opportunities await our graduates in the fields of automotive, automation and robotics, communication services, industrial services, and many more. Our program Autonomy Technologies offers a unique combination of electrical engineering and computer science. During the program, you may specialize in one or two areas from the following four possibilities: human system interfaces, networking and collaboration, planning and control, sensing and perception. So then, when will you join the FAU family and especially the Faculty of Engineering? Thank you, Paulina, and back further on to
further on to me.
Further on to you.
I'm just going to continue with some of the study programs that we have in Nuremberg. There was a question in the chat regarding whether there's a campus for students in Nuremberg or in Erlangen. And this is a tricky one because historically I've learned, I haven't studied at FAU either, disclaimer, but now I wish I had, that FAU is actually kind of like came together as like, you know, it's like there were several different institutes and like at some point they came all together and formed one university. So we don't have like one central campus. It's more like every faculty has their own campus. And for example, the Faculty of Engineering and of Sciences, they're really close together. They're at the Süd campus or the Southern campus. It's like one big installation. But for example, the Faculty of Humanities is in a different place in Erlangen. And once again, the campus of the School of Business, Economics and Society is an entirely different city. It's in Nuremberg. Nuremberg is a larger city. It has like 500 to 600,000 inhabitants. So it's honestly really a great place to be. It's where I grew up. So definitely I'm promoting that. And I'm just going, in order to replace a colleague, so to speak, I will present the slides for the Nuremberg campus. And so what they offer there in Nuremberg is different kinds of like business studies, as well as socioeconomics, information systems, and all of those. Those are either taught in German or partially in English, whereas there are only 2 bachelor's degrees that are taught entirely in English. And those are the ones that you can see on the slide here. It's the International Business Studies and the International Economic Studies. And so those are kind of like famous in the area. So if you want to dive into international business studies or international economic studies, then the Nuremberg campus, the WISO for short, because like in German we shorten it down to WISO, that is basically the place for you to be. Now, if you are interested in the master's programs, then here's the selection of master's programs that are taught in English. Like we've seen on the slide in like before, there was the bachelor's in international business studies. Now you can also like study the master in international business studies. You can see it is a highly selective program, but it's basically for people who are interested in business in the larger like international economy, what it's like working at international companies, what's different about that, you know, versus like your small town, yeah, your small town firm, so to speak. So it's about the dynamics in that kind of aspect. Then there's also the Master International Information Systems, which focuses more on information technology and the kind of role that it plays in today's business environment. So if you're interested in kind of learning how to manage those information systems, for example, how to manage databases, then that is more the study program that would be, you know, in store for you. Now, regarding the Master in Economics, then you can see that once again, this is something where you can specialize in labor economics, macroeconomics and finance, public economics, and so on and so forth. Yeah, so basically, if you're interested in business, in economy, and in all of those kind of social aspects that go into that, then you should definitely see what the Nuremberg campus has in store for you. Once again, there is also the Center for Teacher Education in Nuremberg, and there is also the Faculty of Humanities in Erlangen. So if you're interested to go more in kind of like the language route or like studying about media, about theater, then we also offer those programs. We just did not include them in today's presentations. There was no representative for it here. But moving on to what you can do after your studies or during your studies in terms of like research, in terms of internships, you can see some of our local partners here on this slide. So definitely if you are wanting to research in, I don't know, the biology, chemistry kind of aspect, then Bayer would be the firm for you. If you want to go more and, you know, go into like the international business route, for example, then obviously they're all big international companies, but especially companies like Adidas, they do also offer a lot of like English speaking jobs and internships to you. So if you're interested in that, then yeah, you can see a selection of valuable partners that we have in the Erlangen-Nürnberg area for you right here. Now, if you care about university rankings, then you can see them on this slide up here. So you can see that according to Reuters, we are the most innovative university in Germany. We are number 2 in Europe and 14 internationally. And the Shanghai rankings from 2022 and also the 23 rankings, I just haven't put them in the slide, but they were equally good, as you can see here. So if you are concerned about the rankings or want to know what FAU, you know, can offer to you, where it kind of stands internationally, then I hope you have been convinced by that. Now, once you are done with your studies, once you have finished, we do also offer during your studies and towards the end of it, we do offer the study advice service, so just is there for you. We also offer seminars and different kind of like workshops from the career service, who are able to prepare you for the job market in Germany, because the application procedure can be different, you know, from country to country. And the expectations are different. There might be like international, like intercultural hurdles that you might face. So if you're concerned about that, then you can definitely reach out to the study advice service, to the career service, or to the international office in case there's anything like that. So if you want to stay in Germany after your studies, you know, for longer term, then we also have some services prepared for you that can help you arrange just that. And last but not least, I'm very happy to announce that we have a lot of international students at FAU. You can see almost a quarter of those students in total at FAU are international students. And what we offer for them is we basically offer orientation courses at the beginning of each semester. They're called Welcome Weeks. We also have a buddy program in place where older students who have been at FAU for a while are able to help you to kind of be paired with buddies and help them along just in the first couple of weeks. We do not charge any tuition fees, even for international students. And yeah, we are also home to several international institutions. We have several international corporations. So if you're worried that, I don't know, you might not be able to, I don't know, find friends or I don't know, not feel welcome, then that is definitely not the case, because with anything you can reach out to us via our websites and also apply and find all of that information there. So I would recommend going to fau.eu, which is our official website in English, and also at study@fau.de, which has been built and created specifically to make onboarding for international students easier. Yeah, and if you have any questions, I can see several of them in the chat. So I guess I'm going to stop talking and focus on the questions. I'm just going to come really close. I'm sorry, because I'm nearsighted, as you can see. I'm just checking where I should start. So there's one question, but it's in Ukrainian, so I can read it, but I can like barely understand it. So I'm just going to translate it. Okay, it's just about how to translate it to Ukrainian. I'm not sure. I'm sorry. I'm not fluent. It's like a one-way street with me. I'm sorry. There is one question that asks, let me just, I think, hold on, how does it work again with the Q&A session? Just gonna need to remember, because there is a way to pin questions to the screen. Do you guys remember, the other moderators? There we go. Okay, there we go. Okay, so is there a dormitory for students to live in? That is probably the most popular question. Unfortunately, in Germany, universities are not they're not bound to have enough dormitory space for all students. So you definitely have to apply on your own. There are definitely dormitories, but it is not guaranteed basically that you get a spot. You have to apply. They usually prefer students who are either studying on lower levels or who are younger, because they assume that, you know, you guys will be needing more help in the beginning than somebody who's, I don't know, 35 applying for a student dormitory, for example. If you are first-time students, then this is you do have good chances to get in, but you do have to apply on time. You should check the website of, I'm just gonna because I do want to post the link. Yeah, okay, there we go. Just need to like switch around in this view. Hold on. Okay, so I have switched around to the other view. I should be able to post the reply now. So I basically sent you a link as a reply. Basically, there is the Studentenberg, and if you just Google FAU Studentenberg or FAU Werkswelt, then you get to the side of the student services. It's kind of, they were created in order to support students with things such as providing a cafeteria, providing dormitory spaces, and etc. So you can apply for them, or you can also apply at the international office. There's also, like, if you just Google FAU accommodation, it should come up as like one of the first two links. You can also apply at the international office. So if we have like any other spaces available, then we can also direct you towards them as well. Yeah, so this is a question that I've already answered. So there's basically different campuses. It's more of kind of like each faculty has a campus then, rather than just being a one central thing. Yeah, how to potentially increase the chance to live there if it's not possible. Just there's like no way to like bribe anybody, so basically just apply on time. Yeah, and obviously, like, if you're younger, if it's like your first time studying, then it's easier to get in, because you know, if somebody applies for their master program, they already started two bachelors, they are 35, you know, maybe have a wife at home or something, their chances are obviously much slimmer than yours are. So if you just like the regular student, then you do have generally good chances to get in, but like how good or how bad they are, I'm not like super sure about it. Okay, there is a question in German, so I guess we're going to answer them in German, and I hope Ms. Grosso can answer that, because there's a lot of stuff about Schule and DSH and things I'm not super familiar with, but I will just read it out first of all. So the question is, guten Tag, ich studiere schon 5 Jahre Medizin in der Ukraine und versuche hier in Deutschland den Studienplatz in Medizin zu kriegen. Es klappt leider nicht, ich versuche es schon 3-mal. Ich weiß nicht, was ich machen soll, um meine Bewerbungschancen zu erhöhen. Gibt es irgendwelche Programme oder Teste, die man bestehen kann, um die Durchschnittsnote zu verbessern? Ich habe die Schule vor 4,5 Jahren abgeschlossen. Da kann ich nichts mehr verändern. Ich habe DSH2 Deutschkenntnisse und ich weiß, dass bei der FAU Medizin gibt. Können Sie mir vielleicht Tipps geben?
Da die Anfrage auf Deutsch ist, werde ich
Ja.
auch auf Deutsch antworten.
Gerne.
Es gibt leider für internationale Staatsangehörige aus Nicht-EU-Staaten keine Möglichkeit der Notenverbesserung. Das heißt, das einzige Auswahlkriterium bei der Vergabe der Studienplätze ist die Note der Hochschulzugangsberechtigung. Wir haben im ersten Semester für internationale Studierende in der Medizin nur 5% der Studienplätze und es gibt weitaus mehr Bewerberinnen und Bewerber, als wir Studienplätze anbieten. Daher ist es sehr schwierig, einen Medizinstudienplatz zu erhalten. Unsere Empfehlung ist, dass Sie sich an möglichst vielen deutschen Universitäten bewerben, um damit Ihre Zulassungschancen zu erhöhen. Ist die Frage damit beantwortet?
Die Studierenden können nicht sprechen, aber ich denke ja. Ich würde dann weitermachen und jetzt versuche ich gerade zu scrollen. So. Vielen Dank, Frau Grosso. The next question is it possible to enter to a university specialty in chemistry after finishing school in Europe? If yes, is it possible with or without Studienkolleg? Is it only for German and what language level is required? Möchten Sie das beantworten, Frau Grosso, oder so ich ganz grob?
With the Ukrainian school leaving certificate, it is not possible to apply for studies in Germany. You first must attend a 1-year preparatory course at Studienkolleg. FAU don't have its own Studienkolleg. The Studienkolleg for all Bavarian universities is in Munich. That means if you have finished your high school in Ukraine, you first must apply for the Studienkolleg, and for applying for Studienkolleg, you need German language proficiency on at least B2 level. That are the entry conditions.
Vielen Dank, thank you. Is it possible, it's the next question, to apply for Master of Molecular Medicine after 6 years of studying medicine? I have no idea, but please, dear colleagues, does anybody know the answer?
It's possible, and you must. I think you can read the entry requirements of the website of the Master of Molecular Medicine. But as far as I know, it is possible that you can apply.
Thank you. The next question is, can I apply to the University in International Business course in English language with IB diploma?
Yes, it is possible, but your IB diploma must fulfill several requirements, and you can find the information on the website of the Kultusministerkonferenz. There is a special information for the requirements for application with international IB diploma.
I'm just Googling it right now because I think is it going to be a PDF or is it going to be?
It's a PDF on the website of Kultusministerkonferenz.
Perfect. I think I'm just going to post the link then. I'm just going to try to find the question. The scroll button is like really small. Hold on. Okay, I think I found it. So I'm just going to post the link and just the general link to the Kultusministerium website. Okay, so perfect. Thank you so much for answering. The next question is, Is there any English-speaking program that I can enter after studying 1 year in journalism in Ukrainian uni?
Unfortunately, we don't offer a program related to journalism.
Thank you. Are there any statistics about cost of living or studying per year? Yeah, so I can answer this one. Basically, there is a requirement, especially, I mean, like for now, I think Ukraine is still safe in terms of like residence permits and stuff. But if you do get an admission to studies and you don't want to apply for the residence permit for refugees, but you want for some reason to apply for the residence permit for students, then you should, like, you will be asked anyway to provide at least 900 euros of savings, of earnings of something per month. So the cost of studying is basically at least that amount of money. The reason is just that rents are generally pretty high in Germany. You can find student dormitories, you know, starting at 200 euros, but those are really, really rare. And especially if you want to live in like a single apartment or something, you know, if you want to privately rent on the market, then it can be anywhere between like 400 to 600 euro just for your apartment costs. So try to save to like think about like 800 to 1,000 euro per month. I think this is kind of like a safe zone for you to budget in, is what I would say. Is there any faculty related to robotics at the institute? Ms. Moore, do you think there's anything there? Anything that has to do with robotics?
The master's program, autonomy technology, has something to do with robotics. So this would be a program in this area. And autonomy technologies is available at both levels. I think bachelor's and master's. Yeah, it's at both levels. So this would be the right choice for you.
Thank you. Can I apply with the certificate of Studienkolleg from another state, for example, Baden-Württemberg?
Yes, it's possible if it is a Studienkolleg certificate from a Studienkolleg for universities, because there are different kinds of Studienkollegs. There is a Studienkolleg for University for Applied Science and University Studienkolleg.
Thank you. The next question is it possible to have an additional course in the area of psychology? For example, if my major is computer science and the minor is psychology. I'm not sure, do we offer? Yeah, we do offer psychology.
Yes, and we also offer computer science. The bachelor degree program, computer science, and also the master are taught in German language. And in this, also in the bachelor and the master program, you can choose a minor, and it's also possible to choose the minor psychology.
That is so cool. You are so flexible. At the university I studied at, they literally gave me a list of like 5 subjects from my minor, and I was very sad. So I'm happy to see that this combination is possible. Can a Ukrainian student participate in an exchange program, and what are the conditions to applying for such programs? Finally, for me. So yeah, as a Ukrainian student, you can participate in any exchange program. Like the only issue, so to speak, is you would have to keep track of what happens with your residence permit for the time that you are abroad for. So for example, if you want to go abroad for, I don't know, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, it is totally fine. You can still participate in the program. If you want to stay abroad longer, then you would have to basically make sure that the immigration office in Germany allows you to do that, because after a certain amount of time, your residence permit expires due to you not being in Germany for 6 months, I think is the deadline. But in terms of just generally participating from the academic perspective, then yes, you can absolutely participate. As long as like you fit the requirements of the exchange program, then you're absolutely welcome to join the exchange programs. We have lots of international students from all over the world. Like I'm currently like hosting people that are, I don't know, like from Israel, they study in Italy, they come here for the exchange abroad, and the other way around, have a Chinese student who's studying in Germany and he's going abroad to Italy right now. So this is absolutely everything. All combinations are possible. If the documents have an Aufenthaltstitel for the purpose of temporary protection, do I need to apply for a student visa before submitting the documents? I'm not sure what like the documents are. I think you mean, did you want to answer it, Ms. Grosso? Sorry.
You can apply also if you have a refugee status. It's possible.
I see what the question means now. Thank you. Yeah, so you can apply to FAU anytime. All right. And the next question is, what requirements for medicine faculty? Are there English or German language needed? So it's definitely German. That's where I'll leave it.
Yes, and a very high level of German, you need a German language certificate on C2 level, C1, C2 level, very high entry requirements. It is not possible to apply for a preparatory German language course. If you want to apply for medicine, you must have the required German language level before you can apply for medicine at FAU.
Thank you.
Sorry, just to add, I think they have a research-oriented master in molecular medicine, which can indeed be studied in English.
Thank you, Patrick. Is it possible to enter the university after finishing the 11th grade of school in Ukraine?
No, it's not possible. You need Studienkolleg, a one-year preparatory college to be able to apply for a degree program at FAU.
The next question reads, from which course can I apply for scholarships as a young researcher, and what is the application procedure, specifically the Friedrich-Ebert-Stiftung scholarship? If anybody knows, you're welcome to answer, because I know of the Friedrich-Ebert-Stiftung, but I've never applied for it, so I don't know what the guidelines are. I know it is listed on our website. I'm just going to need to find it.
Basically, I think the requirements for application to the Friedrich-Ebert-Stiftung are also quite clearly mentioned on the website of the Friedrich-Ebert-Stiftung, and probably way clearer and more reliable than we could answer that now. And I don't know what is meant by which course. I think there are no limitations in any way what your field of study can be to apply for most scholarships. Of course, there will be some subject specific scholarships, but generally, especially for scholarships by the, let's say, political party affiliated foundations, such as the Friedrich Ebert Foundation, I don't think they have any limitations regarding the subject you study.
Thank you, Patrick. The next question is, how much should the minimum budget be to comfortably study at FAU? This is kind of what I answered before. So you should, like, this is kind of like what we're counting in, is like the general advice is 934 euros per month. This is what you should have at the very least. And then the rest basically depends on you. Obviously, you could be living in a super cheap like student dormitory for like 300 euros maybe. I don't know, you only spend 100 euros on food, you know, and then like with 400 euros, you're like good to go. But there's people who like to spend more. So generally, just to be on the safe side, you know, so you can afford maybe like the better of the two apartments, you know, an extra set of pants, go with the 900 euros, definitely. At least that. Do I need to apply to Studienkolleg after first year of studying in Ukrainian Medicine University, or can I apply directly to medicine faculty? I think this has also been answered. But, yeah.
If you have already studied 1 year medicine in Ukraine, you can directly apply for a medicine program at FAU, but you need that very high German level
Thank you. Welche Fächer werden für die Zulassung zum Studienkolleg geprüft? Das weiß ich leider auch nicht.
Das hängt davon ab, für welchen Kurs Sie sich bewerben im Studienkolleg. Es gibt ja im Studienkolleg unterschiedliche Kurse, M-Kurs für medizinische Studiengänge, T-Kurs für technische Studiengänge, W-Kurs für wirtschaftswissenschaftliche Studiengänge. Generell werden immer die Deutschkenntnisse geprüft und wenn Sie sich für ein technisches Studienfach interessieren nach dem Studienkolleg, ein technisches Fach studieren möchten, dann müssen Sie auch noch einen Mathe-Test im Studienkolleg machen.
Vielen Dank. Ich glaube, die nächsten Fragen sind auch so ziemlich alle für Sie, Frau Gross. Es tut mir leid. Then die nächste Frage ist, so next question is, does the application time depend on the academic degree, master, PhD?
Das verstehe ich jetzt nicht.
Also die Frage ist, glaube ich, if there are like different, like if you apply for bachelor's at a certain time, but for masters at another time.
Yeah, there are different application periods for bachelor and master degree program. If you want to apply for a bachelor degree program, for most programs, application deadline is the 15th of July for the upcoming winter semester. And for our master degree programs, there are also different deadlines. Some master programs only start in winter semester, others in winter and summer semester. And you will find detailed information on our website.
And regarding PhDs, we don't have like a set PhD system. It's more like if you are interested in a topic that you would like to research, that you would like to get your PhD in, you basically reach out to the department or to the person who is doing a similar kind of research at FAU and ask them if you would be able to become their PhD student. So there is no set system. It's more of an individual kind of job application on your part, so to speak. The next question is it possible to start a degree course at FAU while studying at Studienkolleg?
No, that's not possible. You first must sit the Feststellungsprüfung at Studienkolleg, and after that you can apply for a degree program at FAU.
Thank you. And is it possible to enter the Faculty of Medicine at FAU with the support of a DAD scholarship? So in general, you can have a scholarship in addition to whatever you're studying, I believe that is the question. Unless I'm misunderstanding it.
I am not aware that the DAD offers scholarships for the full period of studying medicine in Germany. To my knowledge, there currently only offers for master studies.
Thank you. And is the Goethe-Institut certificate of C1, C2 level of German suitable for application?
You need C2 level in Goethe certificate for application for German Tor degree programs.
Okay, thank you. I think that was all of the questions. Are there any other ones? Any last questions that you have? I'm just going to put this one up for now. So thank you for the kind comment. Okay, yeah, so if you have any more questions, you can also direct them either to the study advice service or to the international office. Just kind of depends on if you want to know more about the application procedure. Then reach out to the study advice service. If you want to know more about just in general, like, I don't know, all of the other good things that you need to start your studies in Germany, such as, I don't know, how to find accommodation, how, like, what your budget should be, if there's any issues with, I don't know, getting a health insurance, getting your residence permit, then you can reach out to the international office. So you can either use ibz@fau.de for study advice service or welcome students@fau.de for, let's say, non-academic questions. Can we learn more about medical education? I don't think either one of us is. I mean, maybe Ms. Gross is the most qualified because we all work at other faculties or institutions. So like we cannot give you detailed note information, I believe, unless Ms. Gross has like maybe some last tips about medical education at FAU.
Medical education at FAU is not a bachelor-master degree program. It's so-called state examination. Study duration is 6.5 years, and you can apply for two medical degree programs at FAU. One is situated in Erlangen, and there is a new medical program. It's called Erlangen-Bayreuth, and that means the first part of the medical education will take part in Erlangen, and for the second part, the clinical education, you will have to move to Bayreuth, and you can apply for both programs if you have the required German language level.
And maybe we can add that access to medical studies in Germany is highly regulated, that the number of students is taken in each year is limited, and that usually only the really best students can get access. So maybe if you want to study in Germany, and you should just know that it's quite hard to get into medical studies, and that you might also want to consider like probably maybe related fields such as biology, pharmacy, chemistry, or other science subjects, or maybe also fields like if you're into also if you're kind of interested in engineering, such as we have a program called medical engineering, um, which is very popular, and where Erlangen is also kind of a major hub in Germany. And so you should also like leave a door open for alternatives.
Yes, exactly. So thank you everyone for being here. If you have any last questions, then I think, yeah, maybe drop them in. We'll be here for another minute. But I will say my closing remarks. So thank you everyone for being here. Thank you to the Education Abroad organizers for inviting us. And thank you to Ms. Mohr, to Patrick Stör, and to Elisabeth Grosso for being here today and for answering the questions along with me. Yeah, and if there's anything else, once again, for academic questions, you can email IBZ, and for all other things, you can email the international office. Anything that is not related to academia, I can answer, but anything regarding grades and admission, I have no idea about. I'm very sorry. But I'm very happy that Ms. Grosso was here to answer your questions. And thank you guys so much for being here and for considering to study at FAU, and we hope to see you soon. Thank you.